It's really been hard.
Like a dog without a home.
My granddaughter and I are thick as thieves, and I don't hardly ever get to see her.
2020 has many of us feeling lonely.
It's kind of stressful, but I tried to, I thought, I'll get a dog. There we go. You ready?
Let's start with the positive part of Mary Crotty's story. Today, the Canton resident has a new pal named Rusty.
He's 17 pounds. He's crazy.
But on her journey to adopting him, she lost a whole lot of money.
Well, I live on Social Security, and I'm out $1,600. And so that's why I came to you guys.
This summer, when she couldn't find a small dog at a shelter, she connected with someone online who said they were selling Bella.
I'm embarrassed to say this, but she wanted $350 sent to her in a gift card from Walmart.
Crotty sent the card across country, but the requests kept coming.
The shipping company emailed me and said they need $850 for some kind of a crate.
And coming.
We need another $420 for some kind of shots.
After all that, Bella never showed up.
The alleged transportation company even sent Mary a tracking number. Type it into their website, Green Freight Line, and there's what appears to be Mary's detailed shipping order for Bella. We've emailed and called them and the dog's supposed seller. No answer.
Of course, there's no puppy. There's no people.
Canton police helped Crotty get some money back, but they say that's probably the best they can do for this one, as it's very difficult to track down scammers.
I just want people to know that there's nasty people out there that are not interested in working for a living, and they're just interested in scamming us little old people, which really cranks me up.
Reports nationwide have more than tripled over the last couple of months. Here in Connecticut, there have been more than 40 recorded puppy scams in 2020, costing residents more than $26,000. Local advocates say scammers are taking advantage of folks being stuck at home.
People have been home more often than they have ever been. And they've been using technology more than they have ever been just to stay connected to the outside world. And the scammers know this.
If you're thinking of buying a puppy, paw over these points. Try to see it in person first. Avoid wiring money using an app or a gift card. Do your research and consider adopting from a local shelter. Meanwhile, Mary Crotty won't let the scammers ruin any more of her 2020.
Shame on them. Because karma is what it is, so it will come back to them.
Caitlin Burchill, NBC Connecticut Responds.
It would have been my first time going out of the country.
Taylor Reno was looking forward to jet-setting in June. A trip abroad to Norway to see a friend.
I got my passport. I obviously hadn't seen her in a while, so I was very excited and pumped about it.
But the pandemic postponed her plans. Ultimately, her flight was canceled.
They had put out a disclaimer saying we'll refund customers within 15 to 90 days. It will be refunded through the third-party app, which was Hopper.
5 months after she was supposed to take flight, she was still waiting for her refund.
It was almost about $500, so that was something that I didn't want to just let go.
While sympathetic of the challenges of the pandemic, after 3 months passed, she tried connecting with a customer service rep online and through social media. But she says she never got a response.
I decided to escalate my efforts.
And come to us?
Yes, come to NBC, yes.
Earlier this month, NBC Connecticut Responds emailed Hopper. Less than 2 hours later, we heard back, and Taylor got her refund a day or two later.
It was a pretty quick turnaround.
A Hopper spokesperson told us, quote, like many travel agencies and airlines, we are experiencing unprecedented volumes of customer support inquiries. The Customer Service Institute of America says Hopper isn't alone. The Institute's founder says frustration getting through to someone during the demand for service is adding to what's potentially an already precarious situation.
A lot of these customer service team members are delivering customer service out of their home now. So they might not have the systems that are as fast. They might not have the answers at their fingertips.
In an email Reno received from Hopper, the company's CEO says the pandemic, quote, exposed some fundamental issues with our support process, and they'd be working on making some major changes. So as we continue to navigate these uncharted waters of the pandemic, the Deputy Commissioner of Connecticut's Department of Consumer Protection asked those with wanderlust to pause before booking.
Read the terms. I know it's a pain because I don't like to do it. But when you make purchases this large, be the terms of your contracts, because it really dictates your rights going forward.
As for Reno, she'll be saving the cash. NBC Connecticut Response helped her get back.
Definitely persevere, because especially now, we all need every cent we can get.
Have a consumer problem? Call our response hotline. NBC Connecticut wants to hear about your experience with customer service, good or bad, during the coronavirus crisis. We're teaming up with other NBC-owned stations around the country to see how the pandemic has impacted you.
It's a pandemic. You got to do what you got to do.
The pandemic has many of us pinching pennies, looking to get a better bang for our buck.
Hope that they got good bargains,
While some say time is money, Latrice Foster would rather put in the miles to save some cash.
If ShopRite have the tomato sauce on sale, I'll come to ShopRite. If Stop and Shop have the diced tomatoes, I'll go there.
New Britain father Nicola Ferrone finds that taking that extra time is what saves his family a lot of extra money.
It just means being able to take more vacations, putting them in more programs.
The longtime grocery store employee has seen just how hard this year has been. Like when shelves went bare as the state started to shut down.
In 25 years, I've never seen anything like what I saw in those 4 weeks.
Now Ferrone hopes his years of couponing,
it's like a rush,
can help out other Connecticut families during the coronavirus crisis.
The first time he came home with enough stuff to literally fill our kitchen, he goes, this whole thing only cost me like $32. I'm like, the whole kitchen is full. He goes, yeah, exactly. So at that point, I said, you know what? Do what you got to do.
While Ferrone says finding and clipping coupons is easy.
When I get the coupons, I clip them right away. My sons like to help clip them, so it's kind of like a family thing.
He says it's essential to keep them in order by expiration date. Plan out your shopping trip and set a budget.
And I said, all right, this is what I'm spending. And I was literally like 40 cents off.
Ferrone says only buy what you'll need, despite what you'll see in his basement. And you'll use those.
And I'll use those.
For the family of 5, he says it makes sense to stock up. Plus, they like to share with neighbors in need. While cleaning supplies may be tough to find right now, Ferrone says deals do exist.
What's good about CVS is you have what's called extra bucks. And if you don't know what extra bucks are, it's basically like cash.
Even if you have to think outside of the box.
What you can do is called stacking, when you can use a store coupon with a manufacturer's coupon and make more.
For the Ferrones, couponing gives them a little more cushion as they bounce through life's ups and downs.
I save on average at least 10 grand a year.
Couponing? Well, it can be confusing. So the Ferrone family suggests joining a local Facebook group, asking the members questions, and most importantly, they say, make sure you're having fun. Caitlin Burchill, NBC Connecticut News. During the pandemic, less cash has been changing hands, and it's having an impact on businesses and people that rely on coins. First, it was toilet paper, then hand sanitizer and meat. Now, in this difficult time, we find ourselves shortchanged.
It's not so much a shortage as it is a displacement. It's like a mismatch of a lot of coins right now are just locked up in people's homes. They're in piggy banks. They're in jars. They're at businesses that have been closed.
I didn't hear about it, but I'm really worried about it. I'm worried if we play poker, what we're going to do, and getting change for our machines here. Thank God the meters and the road now take credit cards.
This West Hartford laundromat is having to keep watch on their change machine.
A few more folks kind of coming in, very nonchalant. They go to the machine, get change out, and they're not using it for the machines. They go back outside.
We got an industry expert's 2 cents.
Clean out your piggy bank, clean out your junk drawer. If you can get those coins into the economy, it will help. A lot of banks are really eager to get them these days, and retailers too.
He doesn't expect the shortage to last for more than a couple of weeks, 2 months at the most, as the Federal Reserve figures out a fix. In the meantime, he says if you run into trouble, look into getting a prepaid card, but watch out for fees. Or talk to the cashier.
In most cases, these are suggestions, not mandates. So if a store has a sign about exact change or card, there may be some wiggle room to still use cash.
Coming up, what a state rep is asking businesses to do after seeing an exact change only sign at her local coffee shop. In West Hartford, Caitlin Burchill, NBC Connecticut News.
The same exact bill last year was $265. This year it's $435.35.
Let that sink in.
I was shocked, and my kids, they heard me. I'm thinking, what did I do different? Really nothing.
Linda Morello is not alone. Like other customers around the state, she was startled at the sight of her latest Eversource electric bill. The line item with the biggest increase, the delivery fee.
Due in June was $79. Last month it was $150. This month it's $279 and change. I mean, how did they justify such a rate hike like that? Especially during a pandemic.
Eversource says a couple of issues are to blame, including a scorching summer. Plus, people working from home in the pandemic and fees passed along from a state-approved power purchase agreement.
This is going to take away from their grocery bill.
She's concerned for her neighbors pinching pennies, especially during a pandemic. So she spent the morning calling Eversource and the Connecticut Public Utilities Regulatory Authority.
Any luck? No. No. I was on hold, and I don't have time for this. I have to take care of my husband.
Her husband had a stroke this summer. Couple that with the coronavirus crisis and this crazy thing called life. She wants answers before signing the check to power her Southbury home she's lived in for 42 years now.
I've never been delinquent on a bill. I feel like, this one, they're going to have to wait a little.
In Southbury, Caitlin Burchill, NBC Connecticut News.